welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at a daily devotion, specifically around Genesis 27, verses 1 to 29. And the core idea really is how God can somehow still work things out, even amidst our biggest mistakes.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And that key verse really sets the stage, doesn't it? Jacob talking to his father, Isaac.
Oh, yeah.
He says, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat so that you may give me your blessing.
It just, throws you right into the middle of this lie, this deception.
Exactly. Isaac's old, his eyesight's failing, and he fully intends to give that crucial blessing to Esau, the older son.
But Rebekah, the mother, and Jacob, the younger son, they cook up this whole plan to intercept it.
Right. So our mission, if you like, for this deep dive, is to unpack what this ancient story can tell us about, ourselves, our own tendencies maybe to take shortcuts.
Yeah, and maybe more importantly, what it says about grace, that enduring nature of grace. Okay, so let's get into that first lesson, the pitfalls of our own schemes.
Well, the first thing is just how it unfolds. Rebekah overhears Isaac talking to Esau, and immediately her mind starts working, right? She pulls Jacob in, they devise this whole trick. The goat skins, the clothes.
The whole disguise, and Jacob goes along with it. He performs this elaborate lie to his own father.
It does make you think, doesn't it, about times in our own lives where we've maybe tried to force an outcome?
Oh, for sure. Maybe not stealing a birthright, perhaps, but, bending the truth a bit. Trying to manipulate a situation to get what we want faster.
And the devotion really points to the underlying issue here, which is often a lack of trust, isn't it?
Seems like it.
God had already promised the blessing would lean towards Jacob's line, but they felt this need to take control, to engineer it themselves.
Like they couldn't trust God's timing or maybe even God's method.
Precisely. And we see the fallout in Genesis, the broken trust, the family division. It reminds us that our actions are shortcuts. They have consequences. They can hurt people.
It's not just about getting the result, is it? It's about how we get there.
Exactly. And the devotion gives some solid takeaways here, like don't lie or cheat to get ahead. Sounds basic, but
crucial.
Yeah. Trust God's timing. Pray for patience, for faith. It really highlights that integrity matters. It's not just about the win.
It's that whole journey, not just the destination thing applied here. Okay, good. So let's shift then to the second lesson, the steadfastness of grace. Because this is where the story gets really interesting.
It really does. Because despite everything, despite the outright deception, Isaac blesses Jacob. And this is key. The blessing sticks. It holds.
That's the part that's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'd expect divine correction, maybe the blessing being nullified.
Right. But the devotion emphasizes this wasn't about Jacob earning it in that moment. It was about God's pre-existing promise.
Yeah.
His sovereign plan and ultimately his grace.
So our failures, even pretty significant ones, they don't necessarily derail God's larger purposes. That's a huge comfort.
It is. It's not a license to just do whatever we want, obviously. Our mistakes have real consequences, as we saw.
Oh.
But they aren't the final word on God's plan for us or for the world. And the reading offers some practical steps for when we do mess up, because we all do.
Like what?
Things like run to Jesus, don't run away, confess it, receive that mercy. Don't just wallow in the guilt,
Learn from it.
Learn from it, yes. And really hold on to the truth that God's promises are actually bigger and stronger than our mistakes.
That's powerful. And the
the
one-word takeaway from this whole grace section.
I think it's simply God is in control. Even when everything looks chaotic, even when we've caused the chaos, God is still sovereign.
That's a really grounding thought. So wrapping this up, the main message seems to be that even when we stumble, when we try to manipulate things or take control ourselves.
And often make a mess of it.
Yeah, make a mess of it. God's grace remains this constant, unwavering reality.
It highlights the massive difference between our often flawed actions and God's steadfast, bigger plan. It's not dependent on our perfection.
Okay, so here's a final thought maybe for you, the listener, to ponder. Think about a time you really tried to force something, to make an outcome happen your way. Knowing what we've discussed, thinking about Jacob. How might trusting in a larger process, something maybe beyond your immediate grasp, change how you look back on that situation? Or maybe how you approach things moving forward?
Definitely some food for thought there.
Absolutely. Thanks for diving deep with us today.